Good evening. Welcome to Start. Good evening. Welcome to Star Talk. I'm Ken Eccles, and we're happy to have you with us on the program tonight. Yeah, I know I sound bad. You don't have to rub it in, but that's how I sound. I have provisions on the way. I have the Vapo stuff actually on the way. Amazon is bringing that even as we speak, but I don't have it yet. So we're going to start this and we'll just see how far we can get. We'll see how far I can get. Uh, so there. Phone line is open. There's the number up there on your screen. You can give us a call or you can send us an email. The email address is keneckleslive@gmail.com. So I hope you'll take part by phone or by email because the more you talk, the less I have to talk. Is kind of the way it works. Um, excuse me. Uh, somebody uh, somebody called and asked about toll roads in North Carolina. No, somebody emailed and asked about toll roads in North Carolina. Did not want me to read their email on the air. Obviously, a very private person. But the question was: Is the General Assembly doing anything toward having more toll highways and toll bridges and toll things in North Carolina to make money for the government and who knows, maybe reduce our reduce our income taxes along the way. Uh, Not really. The General Assembly has done that in very specialized circumstances. There is a toll road um, around Raleigh, in the Raleigh-Durham area. There's one. And I think there's one somewhere else, but I can't bring to mind right offhand where it is. But as far as any big move toward toll roads in North Carolina, no, I don't think so. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
So good evening, Mr. Ken. I want to apologize for yesterday, sir.
Well, that's all right. People do stuff sometimes.
But in other words, I'm a grown man. I should learn to watch my vocabulary, my words.
Well, yeah, both those things we probably ought to watch. Well, it's okay. You said the word and you took your punishment. You got hung up on, so it's all over.
Well, yes, sir. You're not on in Danville tonight. They're talking about that the mayor, the mayor of Martinsville returning and stuff. But most likely, uh, me and my friends been talking. We still got things in the work.
Hmm. Things.
She says I can talk. She says I can talk about her.
Oh, you can talk. So you did not previously have permission to talk about her? Is that it?
Well, I did, but I just wanted to make double sure before I started letting the cats out the bag.
All right. Well, let's keep the cats in the bag. So all that time you've been talking about her, I guess it's a good thing she wasn't watching if you didn't have permission to talk about her.
Yes. Well, yes, but but right now we're talking about maybe living in the city or Mindanao. We're discussing that.
And which city would that be? Would that be Manila?
Where she's at. We're
What
talking.
what what is the name of it again?
I I forgot. I
Oh,
keep she tells me, but I forget. So far as I know, we're in discussions where we're going to live.
all right. So you will remember, but before you go, you'll remember which city you're supposed to go to.
Yes, I know where to go when I get on the airplane. I know what city to go to. She will text me all that.
All right. So the question now is whether to live in the city or whether to live in the country, I guess.
Yes, sir. But I'd probably rather live in the city because it'd be probably closer to the market and everything. But if I go to the country, we'll get to take long walks together.
Well, yeah. Of course, you're accustomed to being in the city and terrorizing the city and causing disruptions in cities. You might miss that if you don't live in a city.
Well, I'm not going to be allowed to cause trouble.
Well, we'll see about that. Now, you could also, couldn't you? Even if you live in the city, you could take long walks, couldn't you?
Yeah, but she says I'm going to be on my p's and q's because I'll get the sandal.
All right. It sounds as though it sounds as though she intends to keep a pretty tight rein on you once you get there.
Yes. So I'm going to behave myself. I'm not going to get a spanking from a leather sandal.
Well, I think probably we would all want to avoid that at whatever the cost. And be sure and don't say a bad word.
Oh, I better not. Oh, I'll keep that out of my mouth. Period.
Uh,
She might wash my mouth out with soap, and that won't that.
she doesn't tolerate that, does she?
No,
All
she
right.
is she's strictly by the Bible.
Okay. Well, that sounds like a good situation for you to get into.
Yeah, that's the most likely. I don't want. Well, I just don't want to make her mad.
No, don't make her mad. You don't. The last thing you want to do is carry out all these discussions and then make a commitment and fly to the Philippines. And first day you make her mad and she sends you home. We certainly don't want that to happen.
Oh no, we don't want that to happen because she has a other words, a strict lifestyle of being kind to people.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. We could all use a little of that.
Yeah, but what do I do with my anger side? Where am I going to put him?
Well, maybe when when you feel that welling up, perhaps you can take one of those long walks out into the rainforest and commune with the macaques and the peafowl or whatever lives over there, and it'll all go away.
well, I asked her about that. She says, leave my attitude here in the United States.
Absolutely, leave your attitude right here, and don't take it with you.
Yeah. Oh, you're not on in Danville tonight, so we'll probably talk to you tomorrow. Maybe somebody will have some nice comments, and I'll probably hear them tomorrow.
Okay, well, thanks for calling.
Bye, sir.
Bye. Yep, Charles is going to have to be on his best behavior, obviously, when he gets to the Philippines. And I mean, after all, may be time. It might be high time for Charles to be on his best behavior. And perhaps this is the thing that'll bring that about. My wife says I sound like Marlon Brando in The Godfather. Um, Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
How you doing tonight, Ken?
Oh, I'm doing fine. I just can't talk very well.
I think I know what your problem is.
And what is it?
I think we all need a good rain, a steady rain to clear this pollen and stuff out of the air. Man, I can't remember the last time we had rain. Can you? I mean, a measurable rain.
Well, I remember it, but I can't say exactly when it was. I have a memory of it, but I'm not sure when it was. It's been too long. Obviously, if rain would come and knock down the pollen, I would be 100% in favor of that.
Yep. You and I both, Ken. My yard.
Well,
Might have a chance Saturday, but very little.
I went out to cut some grass a couple of days ago. Started a lawnmower and started walking across the yard, and suddenly I was just enveloped in a cloud of dust. The lawnmower was mostly just throwing up dirt. There's not, in some places, not that much healthy looking grass to cut right now.
I know. I wear a mask when I'm okay. I mean, it looks stupid, but it helps me breathe. So I do
Okay.
that. No
Who
doubt.
cares what it looks like?
Yep. Yep. What's going on in Iran this week? I mean, we're going to have peace talks, then we're not. Then Vance is going, then he's not, and I think he put it on hold again today. Did they not?
Well, my understanding of it is that the Iranians are submitting a proposal to the Italians, um, and the president has said he's going to extend the ceasefire until he has a chance to see what the Iranian proposal is that they've sent to the Italians. And then he expects, again, it's my understanding, it might be wrong, he expects that after they see the Iranian proposal, then they will schedule talks again and exchange proposals. And until then, the ceasefire will continue. So that's what that's what I think I know is going on.
Yep. My guess is, Ken, I think about Friday night they'll have another bombing session, and then they'll do some kind of amphibious type uh, landing, and that's what I'm expecting. I think one reason is that they didn't send Vance because Vance didn't know whether he was going to start bombing during negotiations like he did the last two times, and it's crazy, man.
Well, there are a lot of things we don't know, and those are among the things we don't know. It'll be interesting to see what the Iranian proposal is, because the last proposal Iran made included things like they wanted um, they wanted total reparation for all the damage that's been done in Iran since the war started. They wanted payment for that, which of course the United States would never agree to that, I don't think. The Iranians also wanted all sanctions, every sanction that exists anywhere against them lifted immediately. And I don't know that we would agree to that. And there are a couple of other things they were asking for um, that obviously would not be agreed to. So we'll see what's on their list this time.
I'm gonna kind of cut to the chase on this, but I thought Trump's idea of bombing anyway was to do away with the nuclear threat. But if you turn the clock back, I don't care who's in the White House or whatever. I don't think nobody's going to get a better deal than Barack Obama and John Kerry did. I just don't see that happening. As far as I'm concerned, Ken, that was as close to a nuclear uh, agreement that we'll ever have, and the safest, in my opinion. But
Well,
I just wish he hadn't tore it up.
one of the things that one of the things that he is trying to avoid, for obvious reasons, is making an agreement that looks like that agreement. Um,
Right.
if I mean, I think that's the last thing he wants to do is to reestablish the agreement that we tore up in 2018. Um, so what he wants, I guess he didn't. One of the things he didn't like these sunset provisions for one in that one. So I guess I'm just guessing here. I guess he would want an agreement with either without sunset provisions or with much longer sunset provisions than what was in that one. And he also would want the agreement to deal more, to deal with their nuclear program, but also put some more restrictions on their missile development program. I expect is what he's going to be demanding. But we'll see.
Yeah. Well, as far as I'm concerned, Ken, he's way off base with what he's going with now, or trying to. I don't think he knows which way he wants to go with it. But all right, for the race Sunday, Ken, give me the 24 if you would.
Oh, wait. Let me find my pen. There it is. Okay, Mr. Pelham for Talladega takes the 24, did you say?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, 24 for Mr. Pelham. It's in the book.
All right, Ken, take care of yourself, man.
Well, thanks for calling. Good to hear from you. Phone line is open up there at that number. The email address is Ken Eccles Live. I don't sound very live, do I? Ken Eccles Live at gmail.com. So you can give us a call or send us an email, whichever way you see fit. And we have an email or two, I believe, dropping in over here. So let's go see what we got. No, that's not email, is it? I'll find the email sooner or later. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Hey, Ken, it's Mark from Maryland.
Hey, Mark. How are you doing?
Okay, how you doing?
Oh, I feel great. I just don't sound great.
Okay. Anyway, my mom, she's working at Checkers Grill and Grocery in Madison tonight. I told her you had allergies and hoarseness, and she told me to tell you to take Corseed and chest and congestion, and also Mucinex DM, I think is what she said.
Coricidin and Mucinex. That's what she prescribes.
Yeah, Corseed, the chesting and congestion or whatever.
Yeah, and Mucinex.
And Mucinex DM, I think what it was.
Mucinex DM. All right. Well, I appreciate the suggestion. Thank her for me.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Ken.
Well, thanks for calling, Mark. Good to hear from you. Email. Here's one that says, hang on a second. Here's one that says, Hi, Ken, Mr. Leaksville here. I'm struggling for a sound decision for Talladega. You know, I'm kidding, right? It seems to me like if you're not Denny Hamlin or drive for 2311, you don't stand much of a chance these days. But that being said, give me the 24. Okay, Mr. Leaksville takes the 24 for Talladega and also makes an editorial comment that is fairly similar to some other editorial comments that I have heard lately. So that's in the book, Mr. Leaksville, the 24. Here's what we have so far. Liberal doesn't have any yet. Mark has the 19. Nice Guy has the 11. Citizen D has the 12. Nature Boy has the 45. Mr. Pelham and Mr. Leaksville have the 24. Charles has the 45. Ralph has the 5. And Leon has the 8. So those are the picks thus far for Talladega. Here's an email that says, Ken, somebody told me today that they found water on Mars. That's a big deal if it's true. Did they find water on Mars? That would be a big deal if it actually. Well, they didn't find water on Mars, but they found something. They found evidence that there has been water on Mars, and that there's been water on Mars fairly recently. Well, recently is a relative thing. They found evidence, they think, that there's been water on Mars, I think they said, in the last 70 to 80 million years, which you might say to yourself, well, that's not all that recent. And it's not. But in the context of the eons, 70 or 80 million years is fairly recent. So that's what they found, and not just one. There are any number of rovers roving around on Mars right now. We've got some, and China has at least one up there. And all three rovers, my understanding is, at least three rovers have found these things that the scientists are taking as evidence of water on Mars in recent times. Again, recent times being 70 to 80 million years ago. So yeah, that you're right, emailer. It would be an enormous deal if they'd found water, but it's just a reasonably big deal. that they found evidence of water on Mars where they had presumed, uh, up until lately, they had presumed that if there'd ever been any water on Mars, it was a long, long time ago, not, just now, in the last 70 to 80 million years. So that's what they found. And they will now continue searching in the areas where they found this stuff. They will try to search more intensively in these areas and see what else they can find. Uh, the what makes it a big deal, obviously, not that it proves that there are, or not that it proves that there were Martians running around at some point. It just shows that at some point the conditions on Mars were such that it would have been possible for life as we know it, and that's an important phrase, life as we know it, um, might have had the proper condition and circumstances to exist on Mars. So that's that. Of course, you never know about you never know about life as we don't know it, and what it might have required and had and used to live. But apparently there was water on Mars. So apparently it is possible, or was possible, or is possible that it was possible for things to live on Mars at some point, even though, as far as we could tell, there's nothing living there now. Um, but we search on. They search on. Phone line is open at the number up there. I have a feeling if you were planning to call tonight and say something on the air, I think maybe you ought to do it pretty quickly, because I'm sort of running out of steam here, and I don't think there's very much chance that I'm going to make it through this entire hour tonight. So if you want to give me a call or send me an email on this show, now would be the time. Mr. Draper has Mr. Draper has sent me instructions as to what to do with the Equate bottle and the Vapo materials. I always forget the name of that, but it's coming. So you take a needle and pliers, gently open the spray hole, the Equate bottle. I can direct a small stream to the back of my throat. Okay, well, that makes sense. That makes perfectly good sense, Mr. Draper. Thanks for sending me that. And when I get my stuff, we'll see what happens. Excuse me. Emailer says, Ken, you're not on in Danville. You're not on in Danville again tonight. Did Charles go back to Las Vegas? I don't think Charles went back to Las Vegas. Charles is doing something else tonight, something of substance and importance. And I don't know if he accidentally hasn't switched the switch, or maybe he didn't switch the switch on purpose tonight for some reason. But as far as I know, he has not returned to Las Vegas. And then the emailer has an addendum, and the addendum says, by the way, what did Charles do in Las Vegas? Oh my goodness, I don't know. I don't even want to think about what Charles might have done in Las Vegas. Probably just perverse, unthinkable things that we wouldn't want to discuss and wouldn't want to know, and if we did know, we'd probably want to forget as quickly as possible. So I'm not even thinking about what Charles did in Las Vegas, and don't anybody even try to tell me. Don't know. Excuse me. One other email here says, Ken, how often does this happen to you, this voice thing? Well, pretty much every spring. It's not always this bad. It depends, I guess, on which is the magic pollen, and I don't know which one it is. but I guess it depends on how much of that particular pollen is in the air in a particular spring. It wasn't this bad last spring. As I remember 2 springs ago, it was really, really bad. And it's getting on the verge of really, really bad now. Wasn't so bad last spring, but it happens to me every spring, and it also happens to some extent in the fall. You know, there are fall pollens, I'm told. So I get it in the fall too, but it's always worse in the spring. Hello, caller, you're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, Ken, I'm gonna let you rest your voice a little bit.
All right, I'll take a
Uh,
break.
all right, Ken. While I'm thinking about it, I wanna put me down for Blaney, please.
Okay, Liberal is taking the 12 for Talladega. It's in the book.
Okay. Now, Ken, I disagree with the conspiracy of NASCAR racing concerning Reddick's car.
Hmm.
Now, okay, the owner has 3 cars, and it would be beholden to him if they found a way to get 50 more horsepower, apply that to all 3 cars, and then in case your first car get wrecked or whatever, give yourself a better chance, you know, to win uh, in the race.
Okay.
Okay,
All
and
right.
my another theory about that is that NASCAR does inspect the winning car. Is it the top 3 cars and then they go random?
I think that's the way it works, yeah.
Yeah, all right, they inspect those cars. So either NASCAR would have to have some sloppy inspectors, or either they would have to be in on it. So,
Yeah. Well, they would be have to. I mean, they would have to be in on it. No doubt about that. Now,
okay.
as far as him being faster than anybody else, you know, almost every race there's somebody's got the best car, and it's not always a 2311 car, but it's not unusual to see somebody who they've hit the setup exactly right on a particular day, and they're faster than anybody else. So that's not out of the ordinary.
That's correct. And that's why when 45 things about last night, you know, don't think so that of found something in working with NASCAR and all. I think they do have an excellent running car. And in that year when Bell was running like crazy like that,
Mhm.
he had an excellent running car. If we get to the point where we think that NASCAR is in on it and turning their head on some inspections, then it's no use of watching NASCAR racing because the fix is on.
Well, and
and I fail to believe it right now.
well, of course, at that point, there'd be no point at all in watching it. I guess my question is, and you know, I saw the wreck, and I said
Yeah,
that's the kind of thing that makes people wonder, and I hear what
that's
folks
right.
say, but I guess at the bottom of it for me, is why why would NASCAR do this? And if NASCAR was going to do this, why would they do it for that particular team that just took them to court and
It,
tried to sue their pants off and actually, you know, got a court settlement that was something that NASCAR didn't. I don't know why NASCAR would turn around and try to help that team. So yeah, that's my question.
you don't think that was part, in other words, you don't think that was part of the
I don't know. You know, one thing I accept about the world these days is I don't know what's going on. But that would be one of my questions.
All right. Now, Taco Man has lived up to his name again, extending the ceasefire. You know to what date it extended to now?
My understanding of it is extended until they have a chance to evaluate the latest proposal from Iran and decide whether it's something that's worth talking about. I don't know if there is a date certain attached to it. If there is, I don't know what it is.
Okay, so this one is the last statement is sort of open ended, correct?
Well, yeah, pending examination of the Iranian proposal.
Oh, man, all right. And lastly, Tucker Carlson come on to make a public apology for the effort and what he put forth in getting Mr. Trump elected, and said he apologized to the American people. What you think about him losing Tucker Carlson? He's from Fox News too, huh?
Where is Tucker Carlson? Is he on the air?
Yeah, he does broadcasts and all like that mostly now, but he left Fox News.
All right.
Well,
I don't.
He done joined the game with Megan. He done joined the game with Megan Kelly, huh?
I don't really know what to think about that. You know, things change in politics, and clearly some of the folks, and he'd be an example who supported Mr. Trump and Marjorie Taylor Greene and a few others have changed their views. So that's what people do.
It's getting now kind of like a soap opera, ain't it? You just have to tune in.
That's kind
But
of
you know,
kind of the world. And thanks for calling.
All right, thank you.
Good night. Hello, caller. You're on. Well, caller has gone away, and I think I'm probably going to have to go away too. Martinsville, whatever it is that you have ready to do, get ready to do it. Let's take this call here, and then we'll finish. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Well, I'm glad you didn't get me a while ago. I was having a coughing fit too.
Okay, well.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey,
I'm going to rest.
Tucker
Carlson. Go ahead.
Tucker Carlson is a turncoat. They fired him from Fox News as part of the agreement with the settlement, just like the settlement with 2311 with NASCAR. This is part of the agreement too. That's my feelings. It may be, it may not be. That's my feelings, though. Okay. And anybody that would take a statement of looked like he had 50 more horsepower and turned it into a statement that was made, that's just plumb ridiculous. But that's what it looked like. It sure did. Looked like he had a little shot of nitrous in his wetsuit instead of water in it to cool it.
Isn't there? But it's not. We see that a whole lot. There's always somebody who's got the fastest car.
Not on the inside when they wide open and the outside car is in the lead. The inside car cannot pass him. It can't happen. Unless the outside car just totally lets off the gas.
Well, maybe.
That can't happen. You got the momentum coming off the high side. They're both wide open, already wide open, and ready to come from nowhere. And I'm not saying it is, but it sure looks like it is. That's a total controversy on every social media platform is that race.
I know.
The end of that race.
I understand it is. That's right. People are talking about it.
Well, people are doing more than talking about it. They're taking some action, but don't know what's going to become of it. But, it makes it so really hard to play the game. I mean, they're playing a game with us, and you you don't understand how NASCAR. Well, of course NASCAR knows about. They're in on it. If it is a scam, if it is a game, NASCAR's in on it. Of course they are.
Well,
They've got to okay that engine after they tear it down, take it apart.
Why?
I don't. If it,
Why though? Why that? Why would NASCAR have picked 2311 to do this for?
It was part of the settlement from the lawsuit, Ken. They had to make their. Michael Jordan is not going to be not famous in whatever he does.
I don't think he has to worry about that, does he?
Well, he's going to be famous in NASCAR because of the settlement agreement. Now, that's my opinion. I mean, I don't have any proof for none of that. That's just my opinion, and a lot of other people's opinions.
Oh, I know it is. I understand that.
Yeah, and Tucker Carlson, all he's done is turn coat on Trump, turn coat on the Republicans. He's in a rabbit hole that he can't get out of. So is Candace Owens. They're both in, and people watch them and they believe everything they say, and they're nothing but conspiracy theorists. That's what they do to make a living, is get you hooked on their channels to watch them.
What channel is
just like CNN, CBS, ABC, huh?
What channel is Tucker Carlson on?
He's not on a channel. He just does a podcast. You got to go online to see him.
Okay, I understand. All right.
Yeah.
I'm
Candace Owens too, and all they do is talk how Erica Kirk is the one who had Charlie Kirk killed. That's what Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson, like Candace Owens has been talking about, how it was Erica that had him killed and all the bad stuff about Erica through her past. That's all because she wanted Charlie Kirk. Candace Owens wanted Charlie Kirk for her man. Erica Kirk got him, and now it's a big conspiracy theorist about how he was killed and who did it. It's just unbelievable what they do with them podcasts. My podcast is clean. I make sure everything I say, I done checked it out.
well,
I don't put on no junk on there like try to make somebody believe what I don't know is fact.
well,
Just like talking about the race, I didn't talk about this is the way it is, that's the way it is. I said, that's my feelings. Okay, I got to go.
Okay, well, thanks for calling, and that's all I'm going to be able to do tonight, folks. So Martinsville, I'm going to sign off. I'm sorry I can't take another call. I'm going to sign off, Martinsville. Go ahead to whatever is coming next, and I'll try again tomorrow night. I hope you'll join me then. Thanks for watching. I'm Ken Eccles. Hey, caller, we're off the air now. I've
Okay.
run
Can I pick my driver?
yeah, you can pick your driver. Just let me get my.
I ain't gonna say that. I didn't know. Joey Logano,
Okay, Early Bird takes the 22 for Talladega. All right, I got it. Well, thanks. I appreciate it. Bye.